Hello, Delia here. Okay, so some tools for what to do when you feel icky. It's a technical term. So, uh, everything is energy. Atoms, molecules are all energy. They all vibrate at different rates as their nature. And we're made up of, billions and billions of particle cells, atoms, quarks, molecules. And all the way down to the molecular level, there is vibration, energy, and consciousness, awareness. Even an amoeba will go towards the light, for instance. So it's not far fetched and it's not a sixth sense and it's not weird to be aware of energy. These days, everybody knows that energy is a real thing. And so when you find yourself feeling icky, and by icky I mean it can be a physical thing, it can be a psychological thing, it can be just kind of like or just that low grade icky thing, like leaking energy, bleeding energy, kind of lethargic, kind of like I don't care. So this is actually um, symptom, a sign that there's something in your space that doesn't belong to you. It could be in your awareness, uh, as opposed to like in your energetic body sense. So, right now, in the United States, here in September 2022, um, we've had systemic gaslighting in every part of media and entertainment and discourse, how we talk to each other, how um, how we're talked about in the media, whether it's the news or social media, is certainly insane. So all of the kind of external um, places that we look to reflect back to us, what's going on, or is this the right decision? Everybody's in a fun house. We're surrounded by fun house mirrors now, right? And so it's very hard to use the old templates of how to do checks and balances to verify the information and how you're responding to things. And feeling icky is often tuning into that external funhouse mirror nuttiness. And then because there's so much of it, and because you're energetically aware in a society that says that this doesn't exist, um, what we usually do is take it personal. It's like, oh, this must be my icky. And then we look around our lives. Could be the physical room that you're in. It could be, in your head, running down the list of your finances, your relationships, your job, your this, your that, whatever. And you'll look for things in your list that kind of explain or make feeling icky make sense. Oh, I feel bad because so and so did this, or because that happened, or whatever. But when you're an energetic being, when you have awareness greater than the story of you, the story, that the Time Warner version of the world that we get told and sold as though it's who we are. And in that story, you're like your emotions, your history, the things that have happened to you, all the conclusions that you have made, all the decisions and assumptions that you have made, and all the crap that's been projected at you. That's supposed to be who you are. You're none of that. You're not even your body. You have a body, but you are more than your body, and you're more than your personality and your analyzer. So, icky is a clue that it doesn't belong to you. Even if um, it's something that you've been experiencing all your remembered life in this body. There's a lot of stuff about hair. There's a lot of stuff about weight. There's a lot of stuff about looks. There's a lot of stuff about money. There's a lot of stuff about possessions and how things look and how you look and your job and this, that, and the other. So, all of those projections, all of that BS has a lot of nuttiness attached to it. You're too tall, you're too thin, you're too rich, you're too skinny, you're too poor, you're too this, you're too that, or you're not enough of whatever it is, right? There's these grocery lists of nonsensical stuff because none of it matches up. I mean, it's just a 360-degree mental clusterfuck. This will make you feel bad. And if you look into your own life to connect why you're feeling bad, you will always find things. So, what to do when you feel icky? A first thing that you can do that's so simple you probably won't do it, but it's really very potent. And that is just notice the energy and say, I wonder who this belongs to. And without looking for an answer, you start to immediately say, return to sender with consciousness, return to sender with consciousness, return to sender with consciousness, return to sender with consciousness. My body really likes to do it with the hands sometimes, but it's not necessary, but you can. My body likes to participate in energy things because it is just my body's physical, and so it likes to have physical ways to participate in energy, which is not physical. So return to sender with consciousness, 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 and just keep saying that to yourself. Return to sender with consciousness, 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 return to sender with consciousness. And just notice what happens in your body. My body starts to really smile and get happy when I get all that stuff out of my system. Return to sender with consciousness. Return to center with consciousness. So keep saying it to yourself, and I'll tell you a little bit about what you're doing. So when you're returning to sender with consciousness, you're not um, you're not dumping bad energy on somebody. What's happening is, let's say you're in a conversation with somebody who's not very happy. Uh, doesn't matter what they're not happy with, and you kind of sponge it up or they foist it on you, either way, but then you have this energy in your space. Well, you're not taking crappy energy and giving crappy energy to the person you got it from. What you're doing when you return to sender with consciousness, you're returning that energy without the uh, flavoring, crappy. You're returning the energy to the person that you got it from with the option of clearing it without them knowing anything about this. So, return to sender with consciousness is an opportunity for that person to transform that energy just like you're transforming it. But wait, there's more, because you're not only returning it to them, but you're returning it to whoever they got it from, and whoever they got it from, and whoever they got it from, all the way back to origin. And who knows when and where that was, and it doesn't matter. The job at hand is to get it out of your space. And as you're sending it back with consciousness, that's what the with consciousness means, all the way back to origin, everybody in the line that you got it from are being given the opportunity to also drop it and send it back and back and back and back and back. So you can think about return to sender with consciousness as a way to not only clear your water drop in the ocean but it's an opportunity for all the other water drops in the ocean to also clear. And the beauty of it is it's none of your business whether or not any of the other droplets go along with it. But you are potent. You're a potency, and you're potently, powerfully giving yourself the oxygen mask, and you're offering that to all these other beings as well. So, first sign of feeling icky, who does this belong to? And without waiting for an answer, return to sender with consciousness, return to sender with consciousness, return to sender with consciousness, reminding your own body that it might not be yours and it probably isn't yours. Truth is, like 99.9% of what you think and what you feel doesn't even belong to you. We just live in a world that says that if you can think it or feel it, it must belong to you. Not the case. You're more than that. And so the less you're operating like all this other energy belongs to you, the more you're clearing that other energy out and sending it back to where it came from, the more at peace your body gets and the more um, energized and yet rested and calm yet ready to go your body can get because it has your own energy moving in it. So when you're feeling icky, return to sender with consciousness, return to sender with consciousness, return to sender with consciousness, and say that phrase and remove the energy longer than your attention span. So let's say you say return to sender with consciousness 10 times, go ahead and do it 15 or 20 times, right? So you're not just getting the elephant off your foot, you're actually moving the elephant out of your space, right? So return to sender with consciousness. I thought there'd be time for more than one, but that was a really good one. So, what to do when you're feeling icky? Try this at home. Return to sender with consciousness. Thanks for watching, and leave comments or send an email. I'd love to hear from you about your experience with this. Thanks. Bye.